Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Spark series, where we bring in real people with and raw conversations. Today's topic is something I get asked all the time. Okay, is this business legitimate? How does tax work? Is this something we can actually build on a long-term process? Is it sustainable? All these questions are there for every person that comes into this business, which is quite natural. And I couldn't think of a better person to answer this. That is today's guest. She is none other than Coach Anusha. Hi, Anusha.
Hi, Tracy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. And so happy to
Yeah.
share my experience and accounting perspective as well. And thank you for
Yeah.
inviting me to your page.
No worries. I'm privileged to have you on page. Meet Anusha. She's originally from Sri Lanka, now settled in Melbourne. She's also a mom of two, and she comes with an accounting background, as she mentioned. So she understands numbers, she understands compliance structure, and for the past 3 years, she has been building this online business as well. So today's conversation is going to bring a lot of clarity, not assumptions or opinions about other people, but real understanding. So Anisha, once again, welcome to the Spark series. Let me get started. Anusha, you have you had a well-grounded profession. Okay, so what led you to that shift from being an accountant to choosing an online entrepreneurship? Can you let us know about your journey, please?
Sure. Actually, that is a really good question, and that actually taken me to 3 years ago. How my life was. I never had to become an entrepreneur. Not even in my dream. I was always 9 to 5 person and very safe wherever I was, and and I had a very good career, and I've been in the corporate world for like more than 15 years. And what actually helped me to think of other way, like apart from a 9 to 5, and was my second one, my little daughter, so Mia. When I had her like in 2021, I had actually with my first one. They both were born in New Zealand. I was in New Zealand for almost 10 years, so we had a very settled life. But when I had my first one, my son, I couldn't stay with him. I only after 4 months I had to go back to work. The reason
Mhm.
was we were like a new immigrants. Like how the immigrants'
Yeah.
life is normally. We
Mhm.
settle things, we get the PR,
Yeah.
we have the baby, and then house, right? So we were
Yeah.
actually saving money for buying a house. So that's why I had to
Mhm.
go back. Luckily, I had my mom. So I was
Mhm.
hearing all my son's story and everything from my mom. I mean, she was like a
Mhm.
mom, second mom to my child. But the moment, the
Mhm.
milestone I missed, the smile and everything, I really missed a lot. So, but
Mhm.
anyway, so after that, having second baby, I was determined, and I was telling my husband, I want to have a 1 year maternity leave. I'm going to take it, which I did. The
Mhm.
pain started when I started to had to go back to work after a year in New Zealand. It was honestly hard for me, and taking, waking up early, keeping her at the daycare, and
Mhm.
just working hard and coming home exhausted,
Mhm.
stress,
Mhm.
and honestly, I didn't have a time for my kids. So I
Mhm.
always like firmly believe that it is our duty, it is our responsibility to give our kids time, because they are here
Mhm.
because of us. We choose to bring them to the
Yeah.
world, right? So I always think that we need to
Mhm.
priority our kids. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, most of immigrants, they are struggling with the family and the work as
Mhm.
well. And you
Yeah.
need to do work as well, right? So I was going through
Mhm.
that struggle as well. I was holding a heavy mom guilt that not
Mhm.
spending enough time with my two little ones. So then
Mhm.
I was like thinking, okay, I just need to do something where I can work from home, looking after my kids, and I don't want to stick with 9 to 5. Honestly, I
Mhm.
was sick of 9 to 5. Even though
Mhm.
that 9 to 5 brought me where I am today, I'm very
Mhm.
like grateful for that life. But there is a moment, like we always have that one, like a feeling of that enough is enough. I was
Mhm.
actually looking for opportunity. Then I was
Mm.
scrolling social media. Then I got to know about this business opportunity. Like when I
Mm.
was in New Zealand 2022, like so
Mm.
many people, I was very skeptical. I wasn't sure whether
Mm.
this is going to fit me
Mm.
because I
Yeah.
was not social media active person, and I'm very camera shy person as well, and I didn't have any experience online. I didn't even do shopping online because I was that skeptical to being online, right?
Yeah.
However, so that was actually brought me here today, Frazy, and it was my
Yeah.
honestly my kids, and I want to build my own time, and I want to be charge of my time. I then where I can
Yeah.
control my time. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anusha, for sharing it very openly to us. Of course, many of the parents that are hearing us, you might be going through the same thing, but thinking that, okay, there's no way out. This is a normal thing for all immigrants coming in. So, why, if everyone's doing that, why not me? So those are the things that we try to pacify people. Oh, everyone's doing the same. So, my life is like that. But we are here, with the same situation, for me as well. My two children were the biggest why. And being a pediatric intensive care nurse, I know the pain that children go through, and the tragedies children go through because they don't have parents who are present with them. Okay. And that was the main reason, that made me more guilty, because I was giving everything for someone else's child. And I was a grumpy mom at home, and after shift work and everything, being full time, I couldn't give my children what they wanted to, they wanted for activities, and I didn't want to be that guilty parent after some time. So that was the main reason I'm here today as well. It's like, Anusha, I can truly understand that feeling, like how we all went through that. And guys, there is a way out there. Yeah, Anusha, so many people understand that nowadays. I think, through our media and everything, they understand the presence of, the importance of having, having parents present for the kids and everything. But definitely, seeing something online, we all have this question. And I'm sure you also had the same question. You said you were skeptical. So when you first saw the business, you said you had a question about the legitimacy. And especially being an accountant, I'm sure, finances and everything is your, key thing. Okay. So how did you approach it?
Yeah.
Do you
So when
feel
I
it
saw
is
this
legit?
opportunity, first, I thought like this is too good to be true. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that people can earn this much of money online, right? Because we were like how we brought it up, in our culture and our country.
Yeah.
So you work hard and then you earn money, right? I didn't actually
Mm.
knew that we can earn smart way without working like a horses. And then
Yeah.
first I thought, okay, this is definitely there's a catch behind it.
Yeah.
Then I was okay, I was just watching this lady and she was doing the videos and talking about one, then sharing the stories and all. I'm like, it made me actually curious also. This is really
Yeah.
really possible.
Mm.
I was like very curious, but meantime I was very skeptical. And then she asked about
Mm.
the email, and I said, why you need my email? Just share the information through the chat, right? I was
Yeah.
that skeptical. I didn't want to share my
Mm.
personal email address. I just created new email. I just gave it to, okay, you can just send me all the information. Then what I did was actually I was like, okay, let me watch. I was actually yes, I was very skeptical, but I was
Mm.
cautious and I was looking, searching. Okay,
Mm.
what are the information I can get from this one? How do I?
Mm.
My top priority was actually pricey. This has to be legitimate, right?
Mhm.
Especially being immigrant, we of course we do care our reputation, right? The image that we
Yeah.
build, and we do care our citizen, our residency, and everything. And I was actually doing my CA, Chartered Accountancy exam final in New Zealand, and I was
Mm.
the associate member of Chartered Accountancy, institute, and I didn't want to
Mm.
have any red flag or anything like that. That
Yeah.
was my first thing. If this is legitimate, I don't care the rest. I will do it.
Mm.
I was desperate, right?
Yeah.
If I can earn online, why not,
Yeah.
right? So what I did was actually there was no much information as well. I watched the webinar, and it was just about general information. I want to get the everything details, the companies,
Mm.
what is involved, and how long it's been the market and everything. The lady said you need to pay for USD 149 to get access to everything. Then I ran away. I thought, okay,
Yeah.
so she's trying to take my money, and I'm like, okay, no. I said no. I just stayed
Yeah, that
quiet, and
149 is going to save her life.
yeah, I said, oh my goodness, no, I'm not gonna pay now. She's gonna take money. What happened if I lose anything, right? So then I was stay quiet, but I was watching her. I can see she's earning and she's doing this and enjoying. She's working full time, and I saw other, like when you click one thing, it all will, or everything will come, right. That is the
Yeah.
algorithm. That's how the Facebook
Yeah.
algorithm works. But I didn't know what is happening. Then I was talking to my husband one night. I was exhausted. Honestly, I just had enough with 9 to 5. I told my husband, okay, this is the opportunity here, but I have to pay. So he said, how much you have to pay? I said, yeah, USD 149, which is New Zealand dollars is 260 or something. I said, he said, okay, just pay it. You are not going to lose anything, right? Even though if we don't get money back, which is refundable 30 days, but I didn't trust because people can say anything, right? He
Yeah.
said, even though if you lost that one, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You won't know anything until you pay. So he gave me that courage. By the time we actually moved from New Zealand to Australia, so now I'm in Australia. So I said, okay, while we are settling, I said, okay, let me try. I will just pay. I took his word. I just paid 149. Oh my goodness. After that, it was such an eye opener. I got everything. The business model is very transparent. It is registered. We have a registered office in Sydney. Company is old, like a very reputed, established company. And then I checked the ABN, I checked the ACN, I checked the directors of the company, and everything I checked from my accounting perspective. And I got to know that in Australia, so you get paid by remittance advisors. I've been an accountant, I know how important to get the remittance advisors because that is the very formal way of paying like a legitimate company. I said, okay, yeah, that sounds really good. Honestly, I was very excited. So I said, okay, let me try. Then I will just go for it. And but I had a bit worried because I didn't have any experience. I'm a typical 9 to 5 accountant. Apart from the books, I knew nothing about the online space. However, I started in 2023 May. So I never look
Okay.
back. It's been an amazing journey. We will talk about the wins
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah, so that
Yes.
is what I did. I just check everything. I just make sure this is a legitimate business. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Anusha. I know that was an eye opener for me as well. Because I always had a medical perspective of things only, but having that accountant perspective is something great, and I'm sure people will appreciate that as well. And I'm sure, if you had not taken that step, your the successes that you have been through, would not have been possible. And people who don't know Anusha, she's very, very successful, and she's really acing the business. So that's why she's here with me today. And so one of the
Sorry,
biggest
Tracy.
questions. Yeah.
Can I also add something? If someone
Yeah.
is looking us and just curious, like a different part of the world, might be wondering how we check the legitimacy of the business, I'm happy to share the information. If
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
is in Australia, so
Yeah.
every business in Australia, every business should have a ABN, which is Australian Business Number. So
Yeah.
they can check in the Australian Business Register if the business is registered under ABN. So that
Yeah.
means that the business is legit. Otherwise, you can go check in the Australian Securities and Investment Commission as well. And
Okay.
also they can check if there is any red flag or any if they involved with any consumers or monitor like a scams.
Yeah.
So they can check
Yeah.
in the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission.
Okay.
So
Oh.
because they publish these alerts in this ASIC as well, so it is really great to have that information just to make sure that you are 100% know this is
Yeah.
the legitimate business. If you are in
Okay.
New Zealand, so for the New Zealand, every business, registered business should have a NZBN, which is New Zealand Business Number. So you can search that in company register in New Zealand. And also, if you can check in Commerce Commission if there is any security or consumer alerts against the company. And if you're
Okay.
someone in Canada, I will just try only few countries, Canada. So you can check
Yeah.
look up the business in Corporation Canada database or their provincial registry. and they can confirm their business number with the Canada
Okay.
Revenue Agency as well, because
Okay.
the registered company, they should register for the tax, so they can
Yeah.
check in the Canada Revenue Agency as well. If they
Mm-hmm.
want to check any consumer alerts, they can check in
Mm-hmm.
Competition Bureau Canada. So those are the things that you can check. And if someone is in US, so you can check in the state's Secretary of State website for business entity. Like, you can search the business entity. Or if you want to see whether any ratings or any complaints against the company in US, so you can check in Better Business Bureau. So those are the few checks you can do, but for that you need to take the next step. So because we don't make all the information available for public, if you're someone serious about the business, if you want to take the next
Yeah.
step, pay that USD 149, then you get full access to the business model. Do this research
Yeah.
for yourself. Just see, don't listen to the naysayers or other
Yeah.
loud voices in social media or wherever your friends say, okay, this is the
Yeah.
scam or whatever. Do your own due diligence, and
Research.
because this
Yeah.
is going to be a life-changing business opportunity for you as well. Yeah, that's what I want to
Okay.
share. Thank you.
Okay. Wow, that was so amazing, Anusha. Thank you so much for that. So everyone, like, we have Anusha has discussed about the different countries, like, what are the organizations that are really looking into these scams and things like that. So they're all reputed and they're government based. So definitely that would be helpful for our public as well. Thank you so much, Anusha. That was unknown to me as well. So I didn't know about this, so about these checks and things. So thank you so much. That's why we need the right people
Okay.
to come on. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. So the other question that people have is, do we have to pay taxes? Can you just explain in simple terms, like, just in a layman terms, how do we track the income expenses and how we stay compliant with the government authorities?
Yeah, such a great question. Actually, you have said all the question very accountant perspective.
Yes.
That is good.
Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly what
Yeah.
I do. I'm just sharing what I do. So
Yeah.
if you are earning legitimately in Australia, let's talk about Australia or New Zealand. Like, you have to pay tax. Every
Yeah.
single dollar we earn legitimately, that also, if,
Mhm.
of course, that is taxed, right? So it's
Yeah.
same like when you are like your 9 to 5 job, you can't hide
Yeah.
your income without paying tax,
Yeah.
right? So it is tracing.
Mhm.
So this is also same, because we got paid, and
Mhm.
all the money is going through via our bank account, right? So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
ATO, like Australian Taxation Office, can trace everything. So we need to report every single dollar we pay. So how
Yeah.
much we are paying as a tax is depend on how you are starting the business. When I started the business, I started this business under my personal ABA, which means
Mhm.
that, like, sole trader, like, like how you pay your 9 to 5 tax,
Yeah.
whatever the earnings I
Mhm.
do, I just did that. Then
Mhm.
after, when your income grows, and there is a
Mhm.
limit income cap in Australia, if your income is come to reach the certain threshold, which is 75,000 per annum, that is
Mhm.
compulsory for ATO. Your company should register for a GST. It's GST
Mhm.
compliance. So
Mhm.
that you need to set your business under company ACN,
Mhm.
Australian Company Number.
Mhm.
So in
Okay.
so you need to hire accountant if you are not familiar with these terms, because
Mhm.
every I do pay GST every quarter. The
Mhm.
basis we call business activity statement should be submitted with ATO. All the earnings I
Mhm.
do, which I did
Mhm.
actually in 2024 September, I
Mhm.
incorporated my business under company. I am
Mhm.
now, I have obligation to pay all the taxes and the GST, that which is good
Yeah.
actually. We recently
Mhm.
actually refinance our mortgage, so I put my business
Mhm.
expenses against the show my income, because I'm
Yeah.
doing this as a
Okay.
full time, which
Mhm.
is amazing. And also,
Yeah.
if you're in New Zealand, I will talk only New Zealand and Australia. I'm not very
Yeah.
familiar with other countries. In New
Yeah.
Zealand, the threshold amount is 60,000. So if your
Okay.
income reaches that 60,000, your company should
Mhm.
be the business should be incorporated as a company. So then
Okay.
GST compliance. So you
Mhm.
can talk to your accountant and just see, okay, you want to submit your GST like a best, like every quarter or every 6 months or
Mhm.
every year. So it's all depends. So
Mhm.
you can discuss with the accountant as well. So the expenses that we talk about income perspective, in the expenses perspective, you can claim pretty much everything thanks to this online business. You enjoy your life to the fullest. You can claim everything, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I'll start from the beginning. If you pay USD 149, that is considered as a business expense to explore the
Yeah.
business model, right? So that is will be your first expense that you are claiming against the business. And also that's an investment for the business. Every legit business has a good, like a decent amount, like an investment amount, right? But in our business, investment can be different. We can customize according to your budget. We are not going to talk about that now. Let's focus on the topic.
Yeah.
So then you can also that also can be it is taxable. Apart from that, whatever you are, because we do of course run the advertisement through social media platforms. All the advertisement costs also count as a business expense. Apart from
Yeah.
that, if you are renting house, or if you are like if you own your own house, the percentage of your mortgage that you are paying or percentage of your rent, because this is online business where we run from home, right? So we call
Okay.
as a home expenses, like your utility bills, like water, your electricity, your phone
Okay.
bill, you name it, rates and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You can like a percentage of your income against your business. Not only that,
Okay.
if you travel, let's say, Tracy, if you go to India, if I go to Sri Lanka, I can completely, expense my full ticket cost, because
Yeah.
my business is global. We operate 43 countries.
Yeah.
No matter where we go in the world, we can claim it's only your cost, not your fee, because if you are, if you have also been part of the business, then of course you can put that expenses as well. And the accommodation, you can stay in the 5-star hotel, 4-star hotel, you can enjoy, you can put all the cost also against your business expenses. And if you go for a coffee date with your, with your summer business partner, like there are so many expenses. I mean, I can list, like it's going to be long. Let's just give a general picture. So these are the expenses you can claim against this. What does that mean? If you have like a 60,000, let's say you have 60,000 income, you can claim like you can put as much as like if you can buy a laptop, you can buy computer,
Phone.
phones, and
Yeah.
everything can be claimed as well. Tripod, lights, or you name it, right? And
Yeah.
also your outfits also, because when we go for a conference, we are buying outfits, and everything also can be claimed as well. So let's say the more expenses you have, the less tax you are paying. So you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's a smart
Yeah.
way of plan the things accordingly, just to maximize your
Yeah.
benefit as well. So if you have 60,000 of income and you have 10,000 of expense, 60 minus 10, then 50,000 is the taxable amount,
What's
like that.
yeah.
This is simple.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it is interesting actually. Some people are getting like, oh wow, there's so much expenses you can
Yeah.
claim. Yeah, absolutely, you can
It,
claim.
to be honest, being in this business itself for the last 4 years, I didn't know this outfits can be tax claimed.
Yes,
So
yeah,
yeah, maybe I should
everything
ask
can.
my tax man about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I thought like the traveling expenses, we could only do it only if we are going for a special conference or something, or we can
But
do it.
like if you have a business partners in India, like
Yeah.
you are meeting
Yeah. Yeah.
them, you
Oh,
can,
okay.
like
Yeah. We meet.
because
Yeah.
I mean also we are doing the business from there as well. So like I
Yeah.
said, it all depends. Some accountants
Yeah.
are smart, some accountants are not that,
Yeah.
like they are like doing the
Yeah.
like book purpose as well. But you can, if you're meeting clients, of course you can. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. That's a
I'm
good
pretty sure you
thing to
may
know.
have a clients in
Yeah.
India as well. So
Yes,
then of course you
definitely.
can.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about like you told about incorporating, isn't it? That was my next question, but just because you told about it, I was just going to tell. So we can incorporate the business and set it up officially. That's all right. Like, so
Yeah.
what if so is that in say if I'm earning already 100,000 from my salary, and then on top of that I have another 100,000, is it calculated 200,000, or is it just the business where you told about the 75,000 is taxable? Can you just make it a bit more clear? I'm sure
Yeah,
people
it's
will have the
only
same.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. uh,
Yeah, sure. So your 100K is your personal.
Yeah.
personal like pay, right? Personal pay, like a
Yeah.
salaries. So
Mm.
that is
Mm.
separate. The other 100K, yes, that is business, because there
Business.
are benefit of doing that as well. Like in
Mm.
Australia, there are income caps. If you're earning more
Mhm.
than, I think I can't remember exactly. If it is more than
Yeah.
50,000, that will be, the tax will be over 35%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Income
Yeah.
tax bracket. Sorry, I can't remember exactly. But when you
Yeah.
go incorporate as a business, then it
Mm.
will be like a 25% of the business. Like a, because
Yes.
in
Mm.
Australia, if anything over like a 45 to 135, you are paying
Yeah.
30 to
Mm.
29% of tax.
Yeah.
But if it is over 135K, it will be 37 percentage of tax.
Okay. Yeah.
But like that, I'm just telling you,
Mm.
like roughly. I can't exactly remember because I'm not doing this. I have accountant to do my things. I'm not
Yeah.
spending time with that. And for the
Yeah.
company tax, it will be only 25%. So you are saving your
Okay.
tax as well. You understand?
Okay.
Like it is
Yeah.
always good to. And if it is over 75,000, there is a no arrangement or anything. You must incorporate the business, because it's a
Yeah.
GST compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, Coach Anusha. Like, you mentioned about the incorporation as well, which is really good. And that was something I wanted to know, like for myself as well. And I'm sure, like, people watching us also will have a broader perspective of this business, I would say. Okay. Even though we talk about all these things, there are, like, especially immigrants coming to this, like, countries like Australia, New Zealand, US, Canada, and all that. They're very well educated, and we are all very cautious, like, because we all came with a reputed, profession. And we, as you mentioned as well, you didn't want to be a scammer. Okay. So we are all very cautious and wants to make a safe decision, okay, before starting anything. What is the advice that you would give them?
Yeah, so that is a great question. Is this the last question?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I'm
Okay.
stopping here.
Yeah, no. So I just want to cover everything that we are not missing,
Yeah.
and that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
is such a great question, Tracy. And yeah, so it is okay being skeptical is actually actually good. Like
Yeah.
you can't be
Mm.
like, oh, I'm not skeptical. I'm happy. Okay, I'll start. No, don't be
Yeah.
so silly as well, because what happened? There are so much online scammers, and the pyramid scheme and all the
Mm.
different, like business models are available, but they're actually not sustainable. You just need
Mhm.
to be cautious, but
Mm.
don't overthink. Just take
Yeah.
the action you can do. I was very
Yeah.
skeptical person, right? But
Mhm.
just imagine how my life would be if I haven't taken that decision 3 years ago. I'll be still
Definitely.
working like you guys are watching us live and
Yeah.
dreaming of this life. I will
Yeah.
be still working 9 to 5. I'll be still exhausted,
Yeah.
mom. Of course, my
Mm.
kids won't have a mom back, right?
Mm.
Now
Yeah.
my kid says, "Oh, we love you so much, mommy. You're always there for us, but no matter
I
what."
know.
They're
Yeah.
actually spending more time with me now. Like honestly, like
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I did that.
Yeah.
The good thing is I am earning more than my accountant salary every month, and without sacrificing anything. How amazing is that, right? With my nine
Yes.
to five, my accountant job, I loved it, and I work for Australian Financial Complaint Authority. I had a very good
Mm.
job, good pay,
Mm.
flexibility, and everything. But even though if you have a flexibility, you always stuck with 9 to 5, right? You have to
Mm.
stick like a. I remember those days when I had to drop my kids. If I'm taking half an hour, I have to cover that half an hour, right? That is like a
Yeah.
pressure I had that one.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Mm.
waking up. I'm waking up very peacefully, no alarm. We are having a more cuddle bedtime in the morning,
Yeah.
and we make our own breakfast, having little chatty, and and there's no
Yeah.
absolute rush. I drop them. I do my yoga. I do my exercises. I do my meditation. I do have
Mm.
time for myself as well. This is exactly the life I was looking for. I was dreaming
Okay.
for, which I'm living
Yeah.
now. It all
Mm.
happened, the decision I took like 3 years ago, even though I
Mm.
was still skeptical, even though I come to the business, right? The good
Yeah.
thing about the
Mm.
business, what I love about this business is it is full transparent. You get
Mm.
everything before you take the action to invest on the
Yeah.
business, right? And
Mhm.
we have a such a great strategies now. You can start the business, you can recover your investment faster as well. Of course, if
Yeah.
someone is investing the business for a business, our main goal is to recover the investment, right? So that
Yeah.
is important.
To
In
break even.
business,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Even at least break even, then you have a peace of mind.
Mm,
Okay, I covered everything.
mm.
Then you achieve your
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're someone who really desperate for a life, and if you're someone who wants to have a change in your life, if you're
Mm,
someone like us, like very being like a hectic, the lifestyle is hectic, you don't have enough time for your kids, you're desperately looking for more time, spending more time with your kid, this
mm,
message is for you. Take
mm,
that leap of faith, and also remember the change that you need, it's you have
mm.
to take the action. Trust me, no
Definitely.
one going to take that decision for you. You have to take that
Mm,
action. Take Just explore the business model. You can reach out
mm,
to any of us, and we are happy to. As a coaches, we are very successful. Tracy is in the business for 4 years, and she's a pediatric. So I mean, well, good profession, good pay. And why did you choose
mm.
the business, right? That I'm an
Yeah.
accountant, and why did I
Mm.
choose this path? We had all had a
Yeah.
good path, good career,
Yeah.
good life, but
Yeah.
still we were missing something inside us. Just talk to yourself, and you are just take the in charge of your life and take that
Mm.
action. You
Yeah.
can create, you can build that the life that we are enjoying now. And
Mm.
yeah, so just take the action and
Yeah.
move on. Don't overthink, because I
Mm.
wasted 10 months watching and looking other success.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm actually regretting myself not
Mm.
taking action faster. That's why I always, whenever I go interview, I tell people, don't waste the time, that don't do the same mistake what I did, right?
Yes.
Take the
Yeah.
action, move forward, and you are going
Mm.
to be your future, and your family is
Mm.
going to be very thankful to you, and
Yeah.
to taking wise decision. Yeah, thank you, Tracy, for having me, and it was a really good chat actually.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Anu. Yes, I am so privileged to have you because I think every time we talk about the business and our whys and how we came into the business and all that, but having an accountant, I've been thinking about, reaching out to you for to be honest, more than a year actually, but when things are busy and your mind is crowded, you forget about it. And I think recently, somehow I saw it came back to my mind, and I was like, because when I started the Spark series itself, I wanted to call someone who's in the profession, who knows about taxes, who knows about the compliance things and all that, so that we could just because the whole session, whole series is about educating people and making them aware of how legitimate this business is, and how are people being successful, and all these are all success stories. And I'm so glad that you are both a successful person, plus I have an accountant perspective now, which is so good. And I'm sure it's a big eye opener for many people. Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
coming on my page. And so much with you gave the conversation with so much clarity. Okay, so that was really good. And I'm sure I asked some questions in between as well, but thank you so much for that. You answered them very patiently, so at least we know that there's no assumptions here. Okay, it's not about opinions, and it's not about all the Dick and Harry that's speaking out there. It's facts that we are speaking, and to understand the business from the inside is very important for people to take action these days. Okay, so to everyone watching today, so here in this business, we are not talking about any hype or anything. It's about how seriously you choose to do this. Okay, so when it's done, you should do any business with the right structure, compliance, and the mindset, and it can absolutely be a legitimate income generating business for you. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and everyone that will be watching us on replay as well. So if you are interested to know more about this business, or you want to get started with this business, now you know that it is a legitimate, it's a tax payable, and how important the tax and the compliance is, and all those things. I'm sure if you want to reach out to any one of us, we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you all once again for joining on this